Hey, how is everyone today? So I want to welcome everybody to Coffee and Me. Um, I'm reaching out all the way from the East Coast, the West Coast, and everywhere in between. So my name is Tracey Pacheco Medeiros, and I am a suicide attempt survivor, a state certified peer specialist, an author, and a trainer. I have a BA in psychology with a concentration in addictions. I am also a suicide loss survivor and an impacted family and friend of others who experience ideation. My soul care and coping skills include woodworking, diamond art. I love my minions and motorcycles. Oh, yeah. Let's not forget Stephen King. I love a good horror. So I'm thinking that today's title might have caught your attention, which I hope. Um, that four-letter word, and no, not the one you're thinking, fear. F-E-A-R, fear. How well do you manage your fears? When Anne Marie and I sat down in my home office to hammer out today's script, I had to look back to figure out where my fear of things began. And I'm sharing this with you because, as a suicide attempt survivor who still experiences ideation, it's really important that I am fully alert and aware of what seems to stir up thoughts of self-harm and be able to put my coping skills into place quickly. Um, Full disclosure, okay? That does not always work. And I can slide down the rabbit hole of depression and despair. School wasn't exactly my favorite place, but it is where I found some degree of confidence. I love sports, and I was really good softball player, captain of the team my senior year. And then I had my first seizure. It scared the hell out of me. I felt like a freak. Being depressed, hearing voices and thoughts of self harm didn't help, nor did my first suicide attempt. I kept saying, "What were you thinking?" Which still shocks me today. I was horrified that I was capable of taking my own life. I wanted to get help, but I was a high school student with no access to my own health insurance. My parents dismissed my concerns, constantly telling me that there was nothing wrong with me, but there I was. And I became very angry. This wasn't the first time I went to them needing help. Think, think, think ACEs, right? Adverse childhood experiences. I went several years undiagnosed and unmedicated. So I got angrier and self medicated. I know today that only made my mental health worse. I also know today that my parents' reaction was fear based. They had no experience, at least none I'm aware of, about how to handle me or what I was telling them. So I stopped telling them. I stayed silent. But the anger and feeling of rejection got stronger, and that fanned the fuel of the thoughts of self harm. My last attempt was my own mental health insurance and was able to seek professional help. It took 10 years to find the right therapist, receive the correct diagnoses, and be on the appropriate medications. Somewhere in that time frame, I reluctantly adopted Anne Marie as a mentor. Yeah, that's a story all by itself, people, okay? And those who know me well will know that. She got me involved in volunteer and committee work, and that's how I discovered that I am a damn good worker bee. I prefer to be in the background or on the sidelines, behind the scenes. I do not like leading the parade. When I am in that position, fear sets in rapidly. Fear of, screwing up. I was pushed through high school because I was a problem to handle, but a great athlete. My grammar sucks. But you're an author, you say. Hmm. I blurt it all out, sometimes actually write it down, and Anne Marie cleans it up for me. Fear. I was completely baffled when a coworker suggested I apply for what turned out to be a peer specialist position. Why on earth would a behavioral health agency hire someone like me to work with clients struggling with mental health? Duh, lived experience. I was good at my job and always a bit uncomfortable. I knew I was doing my job well, but not every professional on the unit seemed to believe in the value of a peer specialist. I could feel that judgment. Fear would set in that I was not good enough to be there. Mm. I was promoted and ended up as a certified peer specialist on our step down crisis response unit. When I started working within the suicide prevention and was invited to speak at events and share my lived experience, I felt totally less than. Everyone around me had degrees. I did not fit in and never felt good enough. Fear was with me all the time. And yet, if you joined me last week, I shared that a clinician stopped by our state suicide prevention conference to tell me how much she learned from a plenary session I was a part of 5 years ago. Imagine that. 5 years ago, she remembered. I'm I'm still in disbelief. In 2015, I had a double mastectomy. I cruised through the entire process. I have a phoenix rising tattoo on my chest. Living through that did help my attitude of, yes, I can. Yes, I can do this, but it's fragile. In 2022, I had a motorcycle accident. To save my life, they had to amputate my left leg. My motorcycle was my inner peace and freedom. She ended up crumbled mess of metal. I hit and got caught on a guardrail that ripped through my leg. I lost my bike. I lost my leg. I lost my mobility. Fear set in more powerful than I have ever known, and it creeps into my brain often. Fear brings anger. Anger stirs up ideation and self harm thinking. When I was fitted for my first prosthetic, I was terrified to stand up, let alone walk. My negative self talking brain saw the outdoor things I loved wiped out. How will I walk? How will I ever ride again? How will I go fishing with my grandkids? My kayak? How will I get into the water? Will my motorcycle crew be comfortable riding with me again? I know the accident traumatized all of them too, and that bothers me a lot. Everyday things we just do normally became a monumental and often frustrating challenge. like getting dressed and taking a shower. It makes me angry. It stirs up ideation. I cannot tell you how many times my thoughts got stuck on no bike, no leg. I wish I had died. There were glimmers when I felt grateful to be alive, and yet I still struggle. Now the turnaround. I survived the phantom pain. I was able to get a different prosthetic and can now walk pain free. And today I walked without and today I walk without any crutches or a walker or other support unless I'm in a grassy field. I do use a wheelchair at home for stability when I am not wearing my prosthetic, especially when I'm really tired. And unless I'm wearing shorts, you have no idea that one of my legs is a skinny metal pole attached to a minion decorated computerized socket. Yes, I did say minion decorated. You know it. I did so well in physical therapy. My prosthetic is at the highest level. I passed every test they threw at me and were in discussion of stepping into an intense boot camp to bring me to the next level. There is not a YouTube video about mobility I haven't watched countless times. I'm not sharing this week to seek fix it response. I know I am not the only attempt survivor to have challenges. It's important to break the silence and to share the whole story so someone just beginning on their recovery journey can know that they are not alone. I am beyond impatient. I grew up fighting against four older brothers who always said I couldn't do certain things because I was a girl and short. Yes, I'm short. So, fear is still very much a part of my life, and I'm talking about it publicly so it doesn't own me. I'm grateful to have Anne Marie as my second mom. She may be the no fun lady, but every day she nudges me to do more. She's more than a life coach. She constantly reminds me about what I have accomplished. And she's a great distraction as she walks into chairs, table corners, and door frames. She's partially blind. First, I hear the F bombs. Yes, she really does know those words, and she uses them too. Just saying. Shocked me the first time. Then she'll apologize to whatever she walked into, and then she'll laugh. I wish I had that gene in me. Unfortunately, I don't. So that's my chat for today. I'm going to check out the new boot camp and I'll keep you posted. She's an important distraction. My point is if you are struggling with fear, self doubt, or weird thoughts and ideation, please, please find someone in your life that you can go to at any time. Stay connected to someone. Now, this may be more serious topic for Coffee and Me. It's also an important one. But please do not sit in silence. Silence kills. Silence with your fear. Talk about it. My head knows that I will be able to do all the things I want to do. The acceptance has not completely made it to my heart yet. I know I need to grieve my losses, my bike, my leg, my mobility. Some days I do okay. Other days not so much. I just want to keep it real, people. And I hope you continue to watch. And I want to thank you for being here today. Thank you and have a good day.